Original.
Hello and welcome to Web Crawlers. This is our mini episode where we get into everything true crime, paranormal, and the occult.
Bless you, Maria.
Bless you, Maria. You couldn't just do that 1 second before it started? In a miniature version. I am Allie Siegel.
I am Melissa Stettin.
And I'm Sneezy Blasucci, the producer.
Sneezy.
Oh, you're like one of the seven dwarves. That's so
Sneezy,
cute.
Happy, grumpy, dopey, sneezy, bashful doc.
That's
Wow,
crazy.
Melissa,
Thank
That
you.
is actually pretty cool. That's pretty sick.
Pretty cool that just goes through my brain every day.
All day long.
Sneezy, happy, grumpy,
That's why
dopey,
you
sneezy, bashful doc.
That's why you can't sleep at night.
That's why I
Just
can't.
rotating through your brain.
Like Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen.
Oh my God, Melissa, can you say the alphabet backwards or
all
something?
these names.
I'm sorry, it's weird.
That is crazy. So what are these Web Crawlers Awards? Let's tell everyone about that. Is everyone okay?
Sorry, my AirPods were I had to reconnect them. Hello
Hi.
and welcome to Web Crawlers.
So what's the deal with the Web
Okay,
Crawlers
so-
Awards?
So Maria had this great idea.
Dasher, Prancing.
Sleepy, having grumpy, dopey, sneezy, bashful doc. Okay, I'm set to go. So Maria had this great idea of doing our own like awards show because we're doing a live show February 5th, which is in
And all the awards would go to us.
yes.
Every single. So that's a little egotistical.
Well,
Maria.
They are awards for us.
it's like
Best
a
of.
best of.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a
Cool.
You know,
No, I like it. I just think it's a cool idea.
And like the categories, we're still figuring them out, but it's going to be like funniest episode, creepiest episode, best guest, best inside joke, best quotes, best
Yeah.
voicemail.
yeah.
So where can people find the topics and vote? Have we made them yet or displayed them anywhere?
I haven't yet. I threw in the Discord just to like get it in there so people can start thinking
Okay, so this week we'll write all the
categories.
And then maybe what we do is we post them on Twitter as polls, and then we see
Right.
who wins.
Are there polls on Discord too? Maybe you could do it across.
Oh, I bet there are.
across platforms.
Yeah,
'cause
we'll
some
do
people
a
don't
whole
have
like
Twitter.
Instagram, Twitter, because I don't think a lot of people are actually, a lot of our listeners aren't, mostly in Discord and Instagram. So we'll like have where
Yeah.
you can nominate and then.
So we'll do that next week.
Yeah. So
So
start
look
thinking.
for that. That will be fun.
Start thinking.
Yeah, and if you have any ideas for us on categories, shoot us an email or write it in the Discord or tweet at us.
Someone suggested horniest episode.
How do you choose?
How do you choose?
How can you choose?
The one where Maria talked about how hot Bono is. I think that's a good, hot as hell.
Hot as
That was a
hell.
good one. Okay, so what is this about Casey Anthony acting a fool, starting her own business?
Casey Anthony is apparently starting her own private investigator business.
She should look into herself.
Casey Anthony of murder fame, who killed her kid and got away with it.
of murder.
Of
The
murder.
murderer.
She apparently filed paperwork to open a private investigation company in South Florida, which is crazy.
crazy.
She filed documents on December 14th listing herself as a registered agent of Case Research and Consulting Services.
That's
What
a fun name because her name's
Yeah.
Casey.
The business is registered
Wait, is that the name of it? Is
Case Research and Consulting Services.
And her name's Casey.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
You're right.
Why are
it's
you guys
hilarious.
laughing?
It's registered to a home in West Palm Beach owned by Patrick McKenna, who was Casey Anthony's lead investigator for her defense team in 2011.
What?
Do you guys remember she moved in with
Oh.
one of her attorneys after the trial, like was living in like their spare bedroom or something?
I don't remember that.
It's
That's
weird.
crazy.
It's weird.
What power does she have over people?
I don't know. I really don't know. So like this is funny. After acquittal, she was described by a Florida Department of Corrections spokeswoman as one of the most hated women in America.
Yeah.
So since she got acquitted, she's been living with and working for this Patrick McKenna guy. And then in 2018, she said she was making a movie about her life, but the film never happened.
Oh, thank God.
Because of COVID derailed the process. So imagine hiring Casey Anthony for like your private investigator needs. Like that's just.
I mean, she was really bad. Like she like murdered her daughter and like stuck her in the trunk and like horrible stuff, right?
Yeah, I remember when she blamed it on Zanny the nanny. Yeah. And it turned out Zanny the nanny was Xanax.
Shut up. No, I don't remember. We need to do a full episode on Casey Anthony.
There's so many crazy things. Remember she like said her dad like abused her, was trying to blame it on her dad. Like, and then she led the investigators all the way to this office that she said she had.
That was my favorite part because that was the craziest thing where she got all the way to the office. She turned around and she went, actually,
I don't work here. Like she had no plan. She was just walking. She took them on this whole maze through like, yeah, I work here. And everyone was like, we don't have any record of Casey Anthony working here. And she's like, no, I swear I work here.
How did she get off then?
Because the jury didn't, honestly, there's a lot of problems with her case.
Okay, so that's an episode.
Yeah, like a technicality.
Juries are crazy.
Yeah, she got off on like a technicality. Like, to be honest, I don't know if I would have convicted. Like, it has to be beyond a reasonable doubt. There were so many questions. She for sure did it.
Oh,
but like,
right. But it's like,
yeah, but could the lawyers?
Anyway, we'll get into her in a couple weeks. So,
wow.
But today, I found this crazy. Actually, no, it was LA Trobes on Instagram sent this to us. There's someone blowing leaves outside my window, so that's fun.
Are your things are off again, huh? Your AirPods are off.
No, they're on. They just keep like turning on and off.
She's just choosing not to answer you. No, they're on, Allie.
I hate them. AirPods don't work ever.
I know. I've said that from day one.
Don't.
That's why my dogs keep eating them. They're like, you don't need these. Is there a race car? Is someone doing a
leaf blower? No, I hear that leaf blower, baby.
Well, because Martin opened the front door. Oh, God.
And he let them in. He let all the leaf blowers in.
Here, clean out her room. Here, just blow in here. It's fine. She can filter out the noise. It's fine.
We have fun, guys. We have fun.
Okay, so the story got sent to us. Someone named LA Trobes on Instagram, or it's Lat Robes or LA Trobe. I don't know. LATROBES. This story of this woman named Dolly Oesterreich. It's a story about sex and a secret lover locked in an attic and obsession. You guys ready?
I am ready.
Maria, are your AirPods working?
I was born ready.
No, they just turned off, but now they're back.
Great.
This is my new favorite episode. Don't cut out any of these technical glitches. Just leave it in.
This is great.
The technical glitch
Can't
episode.
Wait. Technical difficulties. So in 1913, a woman named Dolly Oesterreich was married to Fred Oesterreich. I think I'm pronouncing that right. He was a wealthy manufacturer of women's clothing, mostly kitchen aprons.
Okay.
That's women's clothing, is just aprons. And the couple lived in Milwaukee, then they moved to LA, but they didn't move alone. Going with them was Dolly's secret live-in lover, Otto Sandhuber. So when Dolly was a housewife in her early 30s...
How are you attracted to someone with that name?
Otto Sandhuber. Sounds German.
It sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
Otto the Sandhuber.
Or Hoover.
By a Sandhuber.
So she had seduced Otto, who was only 17. He was working as a sewing machine repairman in her husband's factory. So Dolly began this affair by calling her husband at work to tell him that her sewing machine was broken. And so he sent Otto over to the house to fix the sewing machine. And she apparently was wearing like only stockings and a silk robe.
Whoa, Dolly.
Like she wanted to seduce this 17-year-old kid. And Otto, who later described himself as Oesterreich's sex slave, not only became obsessed with Dolly, he moved into the house.
Oh my God.
Unbeknownst to her husband. and he would sneak into the attic every night when Fred came home from work.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And wherever the Oesterreichs moved for the next decade, Otto went with them. Like they would move, he would come.
Yeah,
and
I
would
would.
live in the attic without the husband knowing. And so during the day, Otto would like clean the house. He made the beds, he did housework and kitchen chores.
Wow.
He also made bootleg gin,
Like bathtub gin.
which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he would just have sex with Dolly.
Whoa.
Wow.
And so he lived on the scraps that he was fed from the kitchen.
What?
She would
Like a
feed him
pig?
like leftover food.
Scraps. God.
And at night in the attic, he read murder mysteries by candlelight, and he wrote romance stories that he eventually sold to magazines.
That's kind of fun.
That's one way to not be distracted
Yeah.
and how to just like get some work done. Just lock yourself in an attic. Yeah. And so when it's like years later, when this strange arraignment became publicly known, the newspapers called Otto the Ghost in the Garret and Batman.
Oh, wow.
Batman seems not correct.
Well, maybe because bats,
bats
live
live
in
in the
attics.
attic.
I was thinking, I was like, bats live in caves. But they live in attics, of course.
Well, he was living in her cave
Well, they live in caves too.
Yeah.
Oh, Allie.
and trying to
You
get
always go
horniest
too
episode.
far.
Trying to get horniest episode.
That's not how awards work. So Fred and Dolly fought a lot. Oh no. My
Barfing.
cat's outside.
What?
No, Charlie's outside. I gotta go. The Garner's left the door open.
no, go get her.
This episode is insane. I'll be right back.
I wish he had a GoPro on so we could watch it all happen.
Anyway, where was I? This guy in the fucking attic.
We are at Batman.
Yeah, this bat boy. Yeah.
Bat boy in the attic. Fred and Dolly would fight a lot. But then one night their fight was like super loud and intense. And so Otto was like concerned for Dolly. So he grabbed two pistols and he came down to confront Fred. And Fred was like, who the fuck are you? Like, where'd
you come
I'm
from?
sorry, who are you? And he recognized him as a former employee.
Oh,
He's like,
shit.
oh my God, you're a fucking kid that used to work for me. What are you doing in my house? And so the two guys had a struggle with the guns, and Fred ended up being shot 3 times, once in the back of the head, and he died.
Oh my God.
And so Dolly and Otto came up with a plan to say that burglars killed Fred. So Otto locked Dolly in a bedroom closet, and he threw the key into the hallway,
Oh my God.
took Fred's like expensive diamond watch to like say like, oh yeah, they stole the watch. And then he went back up to the attic. And so when the cops got there, Dolly was in the closet like screaming for her husband. Fred was like, help me, Fred, help me. I'm stuck in the closet. And the cops didn't really believe this robbery story, but they didn't have a ton of evidence to prove otherwise. So they were suspicious of the gun Fred was killed by because it was like a 25 caliber handgun, which was a really small weapon that like armed robbers would not use this gun.
Huh, interesting.
So, but they were like, this is suspicious, but like we don't have enough evidence to prove that like this didn't happen. And so Dolly, meanwhile, moved to another house in the neighborhood, and Otto came with her, but he moved back into the attic.
Why? Her husband's dead.
I don't know. He moved back into the attic because
He liked it up there.
It was quiet. It was relaxing. And so then Dolly also struck up an affair with the attorney who was settling her husband's estate, this guy Herman Shapiro. And as a gift to her new lover, she gave Shapiro a diamond watch. And when he recognized the watch, because it was the one that was supposedly stolen in the
what an
burglary, this was
idiot.
Fred's diamond watch. She gave it to this guy who was like, huh, this is Fred's watch. And she's like, oh, I found it under a seat cushion in the house.
What an idiot.
And he's like, well, you should tell the cops that you found it. And she's like, no. Just take it.
Oh my
You have
And
it.
he was like, okay, that's weird, but okay. And then Dolly got a third lover.
So Dolly's polyamorous, I think we can assume.
She loves the D.
Yeah.
Loves the D. So
She's strictly
So
dickly.
she was in a relationship with, Strictly Dickley, with a businessman named Roy Klum. And she actually asked Roy for a favor. she wanted him to get rid of the gun that was used to kill her husband.
Oh my God.
She said her reasoning for this, she said it might be embarrassing for the police if they found it. Like, oh, they overlooked. I don't want them to get embarrassed. Just get rid of this gun, you know. And so Roy was like, okay, sure. And he threw it into the La Brea tar pits.
Oh my God.
Cool.
Yeah, in Wilshire in La Brea.
My Girl 2 vibes.
And so she asked a neighbor to do her a similar favor with, 'cause there was 2 guns used in that murder. And he buried the other gun under a rose bush in his backyard. Like, people just doing, like, yeah, sure, I'll bury
Doing
this
her
gun for
bidding.
you. Like,
She's not even hot.
Yeah.
I'm sending a picture of her to the group text.
I know, she's not. But, like, back then.
It's not about hotness. It's
Yeah,
about
it's that X
vibes.
factor.
Yeah.
So a year later, however, a detective had learned that Shapiro had the watch. And Roy, her other boyfriend after breaking up with Dolly, told police that he got rid of one of the guns. Was like, you guys should probably know this, but like, I got rid of a gun for her. And so they found the gun in the tar
Whoa,
pits.
that must have been hard.
Whoa.
Crazy.
If they can find dinosaur bones in there, they can find a gun.
Melissa's gone again.
Hello?
Yeah.
Why are earbuds? Why do they not work? Nothing works. I smell like cat pee, by the way. This is insane. I want to die. I want to die. Where was I? What is this bitch doing? This dumb
Dolly loved the
bitch.
beat.
Okay, so the detective, they got the gun from the tar pits. They fished it out. So then with the case that was back in the newspapers, the neighbor brought in the gun from under the rose bush. He was like, oh
my
yeah,
God.
this lady also had me bury a gun in my backyard. And so she was arrested for murder.
Uh-oh, Dolly.
So in jail, Dolly begged Shapiro to take food to Otto, who was still in the attic.
Oh my God, that's like Parasite.
Yeah. She was like, yeah, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to take food to Otto, who's in the attic. So this guy did. He took food to Otto, and then the 2 men began talking. And so Shapiro found out about Otto's 10-year obsession and like living in the attic. And so the Shapiro guy threw him out of the house. Was like, yeah, but you gotta go. Like, I can't do this. Meanwhile, in the hearings, the district attorneys searched for a motive and more evidence, as well as an explanation of how Dolly could have locked herself in the bedroom and then also thrown the key outside of the door. And both guns
good
were
point.
also rusted and damaged. So it was impossible to prove that either one was the murder weapon. Dolly got really sick, apparently, and was reported to be dying. And so she was released on bail. All of the charges were dropped for lack of evidence.
She got Casey
Wow.
Anthony'd.
She got Casey Anthony.
Yeah, she sure did.
And then Shapiro, who was her
Wow.
remaining lover, moved into Dolly's house, and they lived together for the next 7 years.
Was he in the attic?
No, Otto was... He was not. He got the boot. He got kicked out of the attic. And then finally, in 1930, Shapiro moved out, and he told the police about Otto, the ghost in the garret, the Batman. And then Dolly and Otto were both arrested. And so Dolly was being charged with conspiracy while Otto was charged with murder. And so the jury found Otto guilty of manslaughter. But since it was now a year beyond the statute of limitations for him on a manslaughter conviction, he was freed.
Wow, everyone's getting out of this.
Yeah, Dolly
no
was
one
saved
cares.
by a hung jury. It was a hung jury. So she got
Yeah,
off.
they were.
Yeah, they were. Horniest episode, baby. There it is. There it is. And so Otto eventually disappeared. And then Dolly lived quietly with the same man for the next 3 decades until her death in 1961.
And this all was in Silver Lake. This was in Silver Lake, right?
Yeah, it was in, they moved around, but one of the houses they lived in was LA Silver Lake area, baby.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then the story was inspired the film The Bliss of Mrs. Blossom. There was 2 made-for-TV movies. One was called The Man in the Attic with Neil Patrick Harris and Lover in the Attic. And she was also on Investigation Discovery's series A Crime to Remember.
I mean, I'm going to remember it forever just because all the technological glitches in this episode.
It's crazy. My earbuds stopped working. My other headphones stopped. My cat escaped. I
And then
ran
peed on
outside.
you.
I got peed on. This
This is an episode for the books. Messiest episode.
It's a cursed episode.
Cursed episode. Wow. Well, this is really crazy. I love Dolly. I think she's sick
I think she's
and
cool.
tight and good.
Also, this is who you named your dog after.
This is actually, people think it's Dolly Parton, but it was actually Dolly Oesterreich. Oesterreich.
Dolly Oesterreich.
Dolly Oesterreich. Anyways, look for our web crawler award stuff to be posted probably next week on all of our Maria, what are you looking at right now?
I'm just looking at a map of Santa Monica.
what?
Why
Treasure?
were my eyes getting big?
Yeah,
You were like,
yeah, they were big and glazed over. Like, I didn't know. You look like catatonic. I didn't know what was happening to you.
I was looking at a street view map of Santa Monica.
I mean, that happens sometimes.
cool. What's going
That
on
happens
in Santa
when you look
Monica?
at Santa Monica. All right. Well, anyways, this is Allie, favorite episode sequel.
This is Melissa, technical glitches Stetton.
And this is Maria Sneezy Blasucci, the producer.
Sleepy, happy, grumpy, dopey, sneezy, bashful,
Oh
doc.
no.
Bye.
Bye.
An Erios original.
Powered by Acast.